Hi guys, I'm gonna film a little impromptu vlog today, just of what I'm doing in my day and update you on a few creatures, including this one. It's Kenko. I've got 15 days till her due date. She is out all day at the moment and then in at night, so I can watch her on my camera. Is the current bag situation. She is being fed now 1 cup of Shore Grow from Dodson and Horrell and a handful of Alpha A oil. It's got really good protein levels in it for her. She doesn't need much because she's a native, but she needs enough that she's getting all the nutrients that she needs basically for growing a baby. So yes, right, that is the breakfast trolley coming, so I better go and help Lily. Here we have Zora's portion. Fat girl Zora. Don't get too excited when you get a tiny weeny little bit. Carolina refilled breakfast for Mo. Mo is still on 1 butte a day. So the Mo update isn't very happy. I don't know what I said on my last video about her, but basically she's lame, and she's still lame with, she's got boots, like shoes and pads on her feet because she has side bone. So I basically, we're gonna take the shoes back off again. And I'm gonna give her a period of time of rest and let her feet recover basically, because I don't think the shoes are what she needs. I've ridden her for so long, when I was riding her, I've stopped now because obviously she's lame. I was really feeling like every step she took, it hurt her to be with the shoes. It's like they were too hard for her. I don't know, I can't tell you the feeling. Maybe it's just because I've ridden her barefoot for so many years. But I'll show you a bit about what we tried, and my vet was like, look, it's trial and error with this kind of thing. Sometimes it works for some horses, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, and I have also ordered some very high gauze magnet over each boots. They were expensive, they were like £90 from a company called Equine Patch. I'd just been recommended them by one of you guys, and so I wanted to try them out. So I'm gonna do that. Right, I'm gonna do a bit of mucking out and then I'm gonna start riding, and then I gotta take the dog to the vet. But I'm here all day today, so I'll take you with me all day, and hopefully I won't talk too much. Ralph! That toenail's not bothering you very much. Yes, I stepped on him, which is why he's got a bad toenail. Are you good boy? Are you? Oh, look at this little sausage. Look at him. I'll try and show you his toe. He doesn't like me though. No, this one on the outside. I don't know if you can see that, but he don't like it. It's like at a funny angle because I stepped on it. Oops. Interesting boots update. He saw the vet yesterday because he was a little bit unsound, and the vet confirmed that. So then we're going to do further investigation. So we evidently haven't found all the pieces to the puzzle with boots yet. Maybe this is the last one, because I was just noticing that he was like not wanting to push from behind very well, and he wasn't like unsound as I had noticed, and then the other day he had looked a bit like unlevel. So the vet came and confirmed that, so now he's going to have some further investigation. Hopefully it's something really minor that can be helped, but yeah, just have to keep an ear out. So he's just going to go in the field for a few days until we have some more answers, and I'll do some groundwork and stuff with him so that he's staying moving, but we won't like work him as such until we have more answers. I've just turned Kenko out. Here she goes to tell people off. Hi Zolo, handsomes. This is my friend Claire, my trainer Claire's lovely 2-year-old. How beautiful is he? We love him very much, and he is such a gentle chap. Lady Dee Dee with her fly mask on. I'm going to take off because it's going to rain today. Hello. Oh, you're looking very beautiful and healthy. Should we take off your fly mask? I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. Sorry about filming, guys. Hello. She's like, oh, the sky is a different colour. I didn't see that. Hi, Spaghetti-O. Nanetti Spaghetti. Oh, nice. Nice to have your mask off. Oh, hi, Solo. Hi. Hi. You wanna wear a fly mask? You don't, actually. We tried one and you pulled it off every day. So you're not allowed fly masks anymore. You want a scratch, though? Oh, he likes a scratch. Itchy, scratchy. It might rain today, guys, so you'll all get a little wash. So Kenko just likes to turn up and just tell everyone that they need to go away and behave themselves around her. She's like this big sassy pregnant lady that's like, don't touch me, I'm too pregnant. I've not been pregnant myself, but I can imagine it because people tell me about how kind of fed up you get towards the end. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and do some mucking out now. Not too much videoing, not too much videoing. Don't want to edit 2 hours worth of video, which is what I normally end up doing. Anyway. Obi always comes and drinks from the trough every morning when he goes in the field. Isn't that nice? So they've swapped fields now. This is where the young ones were. As you can see, it's got a bit overgrazed. So that just the daytime horses are going out that don't need the grass. And that's Joey. And they're his good friends. So this is what Mo does every day. I've just mucked her and Kenko out. This is what we're doing. So I'm going to show you her feet. Come here, lift it up. Oh, okay. So she's got these leather pads between the shoe and the foot, and then this squidgy stuff. I post about it. Well, I kind of storied it on my Instagram story. And she has got side bone. Don't stand on me, please, Mo. So you can see her conformation isn't very good, and round the outside, she keeps bashing me with her head, round the outside here you can feel thickening. I don't know, you can even see it actually. You see there's like a ridge all the way around, whereas on this foot there isn't. You can see that it's just normal. And this is where she's unsound. She gets some heat here down the outside of the hoof. Side bone is the change from cartilage to bone in their feet on the outside, like around the top of the coronet band, and so then you end up with bone pushing on soft tissue. And it should be the kind of thing that once it stabilizes, then it's okay. And she'd had it. I've had problems with her lower limb lameness for a lot of her life. When she was about 9, my vet said that actually I should probably just retire her, or, you know, not, well, put her to sleep, actually. And obviously I didn't want to do that because, well, she's my everything. The only problem is this happens. Come on, I feel like a pony clubber with this horse. I've never had a horse that so bad to hand graze before. Come on, sweetheart, we've got to go back now. So on the ground like this, she's not unsound, but then when we're on the hard across the car park, she would be. It's just really rubbish to see. Come on, we're not grazing anymore, we're done. We've done like half an hour. Got other stuff to be doing now, sweet girl. So I'm going to go pop her away and then go and take another out and either do some groundwork. I might go and groundwork Zora actually. So I've been working Zora like 4 days a week and then 1 day just groundworking. So today is going to be the groundwork, and I'm going to use the tools so I can keep topping up that good feeling with surrounding pressure. I've been explaining a lot about this on my Patreon page recently if you guys are interested. It's like a subscription membership page, and it's just a small amount, £5 a month, and I post videos every week, all different horses. It's like a real insight into the training. Just wasn't something that I wanted to give away for free, basically. I hope you guys can understand that. I'd love to be able to give it all away for free, but this is my living and I do have to be able to survive. But yeah, so I'll show you a little bit about what I'm doing today so you can understand a bit more. But if you really want to learn more about it, then I'll put a little thing up here or here somewhere, little exclamation mark to search for, and that will take you over to my Patreon page. Hey, Mosey. Good girl. Just worried about her and her feet. Hello, little sausage. Little Lexi. Why do we ground work, I hear you ask? Well, the way that we work the horses all through their lives can lead to like negative postures and the horse not understanding their own body very well. We have to make sure that the horse is understanding themselves, and this is why we ground work, so that we are bringing awareness to the horse. So especially with young horses, they're all the time learning and they're all the time feeling different feelings. And so what we can do is we can use the groundwork and the ground patterns and the tool work, so the work with the pressures, to help to show them a better way to feel and how to be aware of themselves, so that then they can start managing themselves when pressure arises. So we work with the basic patterns, moving them from the ground with the rope and our hands and our bodily pressure and movement to encourage them into a relaxation and encourage them into a different, more natural posture. It is a practice all the time, and it's something that we have to be practicing all the time to make sure that we are topping up the good feeling through the groundwork, rather than if the tension arises or problems start to arise, that we aren't just allowing that to stay in the horse's body. It's hard to explain just quickly like this. It's such a complex thing, but it's a real way of being with them. It's a whole different way of handling and training completely. But all about creating relaxation and focus in their body and in the arena. I think that is the best way to describe it. Hey, Zora, it's been good for you, hasn't it? She could be a bit anxious in the arena, a bit shouty, that kind of thing. And it's been really game-changing for her, and it's meant that then when we take her out to a venue like we did last time, that it's just not a big deal, because it's not, she understands about how to manage herself. So, right, I'm going to go and do some groundwork. I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. So what I've done is I've sort of sped this up so that I can explain a little, but it's going to be very important, and it is really important that you do head over to the link of my Patreon page, because it is a way of training and it's not something that can be muddled about with. So I'm working with the tools. So here I'm asking her to come towards the pressure, and then here I lift the pressure, and as she softens and relaxes and focuses on herself. It was raining. I was very excited. Then I take the pressure away, and so she starts to understand a more positive reaction to something she might previously have felt frightening or unpleasant. And we do the same thing here with the umbrella. So I get her to come towards the umbrella. When she touches it, you see I take it away. So she just starts to understand to approach something maybe she previously would have found uncomfortable. And then here, again, like I was doing with the flag, just take the pressure above her body. Here she's showing me lovely relaxation in the neck, so the pressure comes down. Here, where she's not quite focusing on me, I keep the pressure up. I make it a little louder. She softened the neck slightly, so I take the pressure down. And then here again, I bring the pressure up, and I'm watching her eye there. She's blinking and showing me softening. I had done a little bit of this with the flag but not filmed it, so I just ask her to walk forwards onto the small circle, sending her out on the rope. You can see she's super soft and relaxed. And then what I do is I take the pressure up and I ask her to find the rest from the movement. Working with Zora is so wonderful. Working with Zora gives me so much life. The feeling that she gives me on the end of the rope when she is understanding and relaxing and focusing is really special. I sound a bit hippy dippy, and I don't care, because then the feeling that I get under saddle is exactly the same. And this is why we do what we do with the groundwork, because then the translation into the ridden work is so straightforward. This is Betty. So she's just wearing my full cheek snaffle that I love. It's got a lozenge and the Equitex under the roller, so it's all nice and comfy for her. And we're going to go do some long lining. Hey, little horse. Yes. She's been really learning about the connection. I'll try and show you guys a little bit, but it'll be hard because I'm going to have 2 long lines in my hands. You got a brush? It's so nice, that brush. Do you like it? It's okay. Because Ralphie got nearly jumped on the other day by a horse, he's now a bit scared of the horses, aren't you? Why don't you come down to the school and sit with me, hey? Little sausage. Come on, I'll give you a carry. So I've really been noticing with Betty that she's got a very, like, her tendency when the bit is in her mouth to take her nose out and away and really pull on it. But now we're starting to get much better softening and much better understanding from her of what the bit actually means. This is really common when horses come, is that people manage to ride them without like teaching them what the bit means in their mouth, and then you run into problems down the line because the connection hasn't ever really been established. So that's what we're working on at the moment, so that then when we come back to the riding, she has better understanding. I'm not going to video too much long lining because I know you guys get bored of it because I do it all the time. So that is all from Betty today. I said it was the end of Betty's video, but I lied. So you can really see here that she's starting to really process being round and soft in her jaw, and her mouth is moving a lot at the moment, but she's just starting to really understand. And that is so great, because then when I get back on and I ride, she's going to have more understanding of what the contact really means. So very, very pleased. Really happy with Betty's progress. Time for a little field swap. Lily getting lovely Obi. And this is Megan's horse Ace. Lovely Obi. Had a bath yesterday. He's actually looking pretty shiny still. I gave him a bath, like Goodbye Flies shampoo. Have you seen it, Lily? Yeah. It's really good stuff, and it's meant to. It's meant to. Horse flies are meant to hate it. Anyway, no running about, please, Acicles. Obviously late already, because I thought I needed to do that before I left, because Ace can be a bit like that, and I didn't want Lily to have to deal with that. So yeah, we're going to take Ralph now to the vet and have his toenail sorted out, and then come back and exercise some more horses. Lovely day. It did rain for about 3 seconds and then it stopped, so just arrived at the vet's. Little Ralph waiting for his toenail. He's a bit sad. I don't know if he's feeling a bit rubbish because it's hurting. Well, he's back. He's got some Metacam. He's had a little injection of Metacam as well. And look at the size of it. They had to rip the rest of his toenail off. Oh, it really makes me feel funny. I passed out, well, not quite, but nearly passed out in the vet's before with my mum's dog, when he ripped half his toenail off, his dew claw, like his one further up. So I'm glad I didn't have to be present, but yeah, poor little guy. He doesn't seem too bothered. He said he was really brave. Ugh. Really gives me the shivers. Anyway, home we go. I'm gonna go and see if he wants some lunch, and then I'm gonna leave him at home, and then I've got to go back to the yard. I keep saying the same thing. I don't think this vlog's very interesting, but anyway, there we go. I bought a sandwich. Wonderful. Not the sandwich I wanted. I'm very upset. Anyway, off I go. Bye, Belly. Very waggly. Very waggly. Very waggy. Should we go? Should we go ride some horses? Oh, you guys. Wormers have arrived. I did a worm count for Dee, Zolo, and, well, I did a worm count for everybody, the whole yard, and those 3 came back with a positive count. So the 3 young ones that I just mentioned, Dee, Zolo and Orla, they all need worming. So I'm going to do that today. Oh, Tilly's out in the field. Right, who have I got left to exercise? Coat on. It's actually kind of raining a bit, which is really wonderful. I don't think it's going to rain enough for what the fields need, but it's a start. I'm not going to be moaning about it. So Obi's been working really hard, obviously course hire, and then yesterday I rode him on the flat and he was very good. So just today I want to work through a few of the feelings that I had yesterday in the ridden work. He's got the physio on Friday, and I was noticing that he's quite tight in the top of his neck, and this is something that we notice quite often with him. This is sort of where he gets weak, he has weakness. So today in the groundwork, I'm going to work on that, and this is what is so wonderful about it. I feel like this is quite a good video today because I've kind of been talking about all of the different reasons why we groundwork, but for this horse it can be so important to really check in with him on the ground. He's big and he's sensitive, and if I ignore those things, it tends to not be so positive. But you can see now when he comes in the arena in the halter, he knows about this posture and he knows about finding this restful feeling in the arena. And I'll show you a little bit what I mean about the tension and where I can feel it when I ride. So I can often feel it in this portion of his neck, and it tends to be when we're asking for the last bit of flexion. So for example, when we are riding Romver, so shoulder in, but then with, shoulder in, but with slight outside flexion, you tend to notice that he struggles through this portion of his body. And I can feel when I touch that this part through here is quite blocked and quite tight. So he'll see the physio for it, but also I can work him today a little bit from the ground to help him with that also. So I start with the turning the hind leg, and what I do is as I turn the hind leg, so I turn and he's moving, stepping the hind leg underneath, and then as he starts to find the softening down through that movement, I then allow him the moment to rest. And then what I was doing is, you see, I then lifted the inside hand, was then changing the feeling of the rope, more how it would be when we're asking for inside bend. So then what I can do is I can then create the feeling of softening through the same pattern, but with a slightly different pressure. And you can see there, it took him a little longer, but then he was able to find the relaxation through that same pattern, but with a different pressure from my hand. So it's this translation always from the groundwork into the ridden work that is so relatable and so important for me, because I can feel something in the ridden work and I can come to the groundwork and I can improve on it. So again, lifting the hand, encouraging him to just flex that top portion of his neck, but then to remember the feeling of relaxation through the turning, and then we get that softening in the posture. I then took this feeling out onto the rope, and you can see then I'm encouraging him to step his hind leg underneath again and to find that restful posture through his neck, and again through the bending. You see there, he finds it a little difficult. I ask him to come back and move away off the shoulder. And he tends to find he gets a little blocking in the neck. So there, I just go to him, shaping him a little bit, showing him how I want him to step back and find the rest with the neck. There, he lacked a little focus and then had a little spook, but very quickly then comes back into feeling the soft, round, relaxed posture. And again, from this side, I come to the shaping. When the hind leg steps underneath, the neck comes a little softer. And so then this translates into the ridden work, because when I put my inside leg on and I ask for inside flexion, he then remembers this relaxed feeling and softens down, even in the bridle. And we always just start this feeling in the groundwork, and this is how we end up with that positive translation into the ridden work. Same thing up into the trot, feeling on the inside for the bend. When he feels the bend, he softens down. And then I take it one step further. Once he's feeling the bend and the relaxation on the rope, then I can use one of the tools. So I'm using the flag here that I have trained him with. So when he feels the flag on his body, he knows to soften down. And then when he knows the inside pressure, he knows to soften down. So then here I can bring the flag up. As he softens the neck, I take the flag away. So we're just playing with the same understanding of pressure, the same understanding of bend and softening in his body. It's this focus in the horse's body, this awareness in their body that is so, so important. And there are so many steps and so many different things that we do with each horse that is different. And it's so important, guys, that you do learn this the right way. It's not just a case you pick up the flag and you wave it at your horse and they will give you the same reaction that I'm getting from Obi. This is a way of training, and it's very important that you understand that, basically please don't try this at home without doing some learning about it first, and I will take you through it step by step on my Patreon page like I've said before, but here I just want to show you what it is that I do and why I do it. I find it is just as important with older horses like Obi, he's 12, to be working in this way, understanding their bodies, feeling the relaxation in the arena in between the times when they come to the arena and they work really hard. It's so vital. You can see he's a real one to lose his focus in the arena. He would rather stare out at the fields, and then when pressure comes, then tension comes, and pressure can be anything. My leg, a bird in a tree, but if he's not focusing on himself, then he's not truly in alignment with how his body feels. And it's not that I don't want him to look where he wants to look, it's that I want him to look in a different way. It's not that I don't want him to look, but it's that I want him to look in a different way. How he is looking now. He's processing, but he is also really focused in his own body, in this very restful place. Good boy. That's all I'll do with him today. Little stretch, little flex, a little bit of work through the top of his neck where I said I was having the trouble yesterday. And then I can return him to his stable, feeling in this good way. Good. And I make the sound as a cue for the hind leg to step underneath. Good boy. So you see there when he looks now, he looks in a different way. Good boy. And we can help shape the body, and then you can see then he has this lovely long neck, and this is what we strive for, especially in the dressage. So you can then see when the neck is out how easy it will be for then the core to engage and the hind leg to step underneath. And this I think comes into it's hard to do fun. I think this really then steps through into the show jumping and the jumping exercises and anything that we do when we leave the ground. If your horse's neck is tight and short, are you staying? He wants to stay here now in this nice place. Come on, mate. If the horse has got a short, tight neck, then its full capability jumping a fence is not going to be there. So we work in this way for the jumping, for the dressage, for all of it, because a horse that is using itself the correct way round, with the neck out and the core engaged, is going to be a better athlete all round. Good boy. So we go back to our stable, and he gets that nice feeling into his stable now. Good boy. It's been a real game changer with this horse, the groundwork. Used to really spook all the time and be quite difficult, and that, you know, he's not a donkey now. It's not like I've switched him off. That's not what this is all about. But I've now got ways to help him feel relaxation when previously he would used to feel stressed. So got a couple more left to exercise, so I'm gonna go get one of them out. Come on. Good boy. Are you good? Yes. Ground working the next one. This is quite normal for me. Of course I ride all the time, but I do also have days where a lot of the groundwork that I do with them all falls on the same day. So that's why you're seeing me like this. But this is Penny. Penny has come from quite a long way away. Her owner was having some trouble with her in terms of like tension out hacking and... No, we're not here for snacking. Tension out hacking. I think she thought I said snacking, not hacking. And so we are working with her on basically understanding pressure more. Again, like what I was talking about earlier. So I've been introducing the groundwork and the tools. Her owner had been doing some of the groundwork from my Patreon page before she came. But now I am doing some of the work with the tool work that her owner hadn't been doing because she didn't know where to start with it, sort of thing. And it can be difficult and it can be complicated, and each horse is very different. So don't eat that. Not good to be eating a hedge. Not a very edible hedge. So that's where we're at with her. So I'm just going to go through the very basic ground pattern, and then I'm going to do some of the tool work again and see how she's getting on with it. The last few days has been better, but the reaction sometimes isn't what I'd like it to be. As in, there isn't a huge reaction. There isn't much conversation about the pressure. It's just so interesting how every horse is so different. Right, I'm going to go and concentrate now. Bye. So I just start with the bag, asking her, good girl. So we can really start to encourage them to come towards what they might previously have found uncomfortable, and then we're taking the posture down and towards the pressure. This little horse is living proof that the groundwork with the tool work is not just for horses that are reactive, because you'll see on the video that, excuse me, will you not do the snacking? She is so out of touch with her own body. She doesn't spend any time thinking about what her body's doing, so she becomes a bit like an introvert. Like, she's like, oh, whatever, not paying any attention to the bag. And then when she does then pay attention, then it's quite a big deal. Zora was very similar when I first started the tool work with her. There's just so much depth and diversity to what I'm talking about today. And I'm probably saying the same thing over and over again, but it's because it's important to me. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions and stuff, please do comment them below, because I'd love to help you understand all a bit more. Oh, this hill really kills me every time. Whew. Hoochie. Well, that is me done exercising. Might go and have a look at my tack. A couple of you guys asked me about my tack. I don't know how much video I filmed today, but about like what tack I use on young horses and why, and whether I change it as they grow or what I do. So maybe I'll go over to the tack room now and have a little talk through that. Oh, my shoulder is burning. Jeez. I missed my camera with my tripod. I was just walking her into a stable. Apparently she's this thirsty. What? Okay. That's a bit of a funny thing to do. Come on. In you come. Good girl. This is my rope halter, by the way. It's a double diamond from Total Horsemanship, and it's really important that here we have a rope that doesn't have a clip on it. You saw when I was shaking the rope that you would end up whacking them in the chin, basically. And I don't know about you, but I don't like getting whacked in the chin. So what was the question? What do I ride my young horses in and why, I think? And I think what I'll do is I'll just show you the kind of bridles and the kind of bits that I like and why, and go from there. This is Zora's bridle. So I ride her in two different bits, but they both have the same mouthpiece. So this is just a brass loose ring snaffle with a lozenge. And you'll see it's quite nice and shaped. So it means it sits very nicely in their mouths. And the head pieces for me are very important. You see, we don't have any pressure points from the buckles here. They all sit around the eye level. But then the headpiece is all one piece and it's cut away nicely around the ears. The brow band is lovely and big so that it doesn't sit on the horse's face and then pull this forward to their ears. And the whole thing is just designed with the horse's head in mind, and I think that is most important. At the moment I'm riding her in a martingale, but that isn't necessarily for everybody. I like riding my young horses in martingales when I first get started. It means I've always got a neck strap so that I'm not taking hold of their mouths, and that is very important. The reason we ride in a neck strap isn't necessarily like because we're going to fall off, but sometimes when you're riding a young horse, the most important thing is that you need to put your leg on, and if you haven't got a neck strap, you may go to cling onto your reins. So I just tend to find if I ride in a martingale that isn't, you know, it's not pulling down on the rein, it's just there in case I need it, then I've always got the neck strap too, which is a bonus. And this is the other bit. Needs to clean, all of my tack needs cleaning, I might do a bit of that. This is the other bit that I ride in. So this is a full cheek, same brass snaffle with a lozenge, so you can see it's got a very similar shaped mouthpiece, and I find that this, because of the cheeks and the fact that this is then a fixed ring, gives really good stability to the young horses. This is just a Shire's bit. It's like £30. It wasn't expensive. And the other one I just showed you was £3.50. I got it from a car boot sale. And this is the bridle that I'll often ride a lot of the young horses in. So it's got a detachable noseband so that I can take the noseband on and off if I want to. The noseband is just a very boring cavesson that no pressure applied. Again, a nice big brow band that is nice and flexible. And this one has, again, got the padded shaped headpiece. And then here we have the martingale. So I quite often ride a lot of the young horses in that one. This is not my bridle next door, it's one of my liveries. So it's a bit bent up. What else did I want to ask the question of? I ride Obi in a Micklem because he again is very sensitive, and you can see here the mouthpiece again is very similar. Hard to show you, but you can see all the time these mouthpieces are all nice and shaped in the horses' mouths. I tend to find that I really like that kind of a type. Again, the bit that I jump Obi in is the same. Hard to see. This tack needs cleaning. Goodness me, we're going to do that now. So you can see it's that shaped mouthpiece. Look at that. That is not good. Let's do some before and afters on this tack, shall we? Goodness gracious. Half his dinner on it. In my hot bucket of water, I have put one little drop of washing up liquid. And now I'm going to take all of my bits off and put them in there. And then I'm going to wipe over the tack. And then obviously I just rinse the bits before they go back on the bridle so they don't taste like soap. This is going to be a job. I don't think I'm going to get them all done today, but I'm going to give it a good go. Clean sponge, hot soapy water, wipe it all over, get the grease off. I'm enlisted the help of Lily for the tack cleaning. We've been oiling tack, hence why I just dropped my phone, because now I've got greasy hands. But the martingale stop on Obi's martingale fell off, and I thought I'd show you all how I put it back on again. But I brought it over here to the tack room, and I've lost it. If you were a martingale stop, where would you be? For this, you will need something sharp, like a pair of scissors, your martingale stop, a piece of string. I essentially tie the martingale stop to the saddle rack, or something that you can tie it to, so that you'll see where this is going in a minute. Cut that, and I just loop the piece of string through again. From here, I get my martingale rings. It's normally easiest to go one at a time, so they're not twisted. That went well. Tie your knot more effectively so you don't punch yourself in the stomach. Try that again. You just then pull on your piece of string, and I've done this so many times and it's so easy, and now today it's proving to not be so easy because obviously, because I'm filming it, it's not stable for some reason. Why is it twiddling like that? Oh, this is going to take me ages. Oh no, there we go. So, put one through, and then the other one through, like that. Like that. So that then you have it positioned on the martingale where you want it. Get your neck strap part of the martingale. Get it the right way around, like that. Stretch it again. Poke it through and keep it under a bit of tension to help. And I haven't heated this martingale stop up, by the way. That's the joy of the string. And then get it over the little oh, it's gone too far. There you go. Nice and easy. Detach your string. And there you have it. It was so easy. I've not sweated at all or got stressed. Anyway, it's got a martingale stop on it now. So you can see it's like over diagonally. I don't know how close this is or not. But that is how I do that. So, I don't know if I've even been in this video any of this time, but there you go. You saw my hands doing it, I think. Right, time to go and get the yard finished up and worm those young horses in the field. Here we have the beautiful clean bridles that Lily has done. I started and she finished, which is really good. And they've all been oiled. Lily is doing her last one. Anyway, yeah, come on. We need to go and yeah, you're oiling that one now. So we need to go and worm those 3 young horses and catch Kenko in. And then catch Boots in. And then feed, skip out, hay round, rug up, go home. Not much left to do. You ready? Yeah. Should we just tip that manky water out? It's still not really properly rained. Maybe a little bit, but hardly. Maybe it's going to rain overnight. Paw. Oh, that is the cutest thing ever. Lie down. No, sit, 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 sit. I'm not very good dog trainer. Horse trainer, I can do. Dog trainer, I can't. Stay, down, down, lie down. Good. Bentley, lie down. Bentley. No, okay. No, get him. Oh, Charles, get him. Oh, wow. I'll catch you, I guess. Oh, this is all rather difficult. I wanted to catch a little glimpse of Kenko wandering towards us because she's so big. Hi, Zolo. I love it when they do that. Is that nice? She's like, no. Tastes like hell. Oh, go back on. Okay. Can't get that back on. Nice for you. Nice for you. Hi, Dee Dee. They're horrid. The reason that I'm so worried about the horses, this stuff getting on the ground, is because if a dog ate it, they would die. So that's why you always have to put them back in the boxes and be super careful. Last one. Probably shouldn't be doing it with my mouth, to be fair. Probably going to get loads of hate. Alright, you too. You've always been good with having syringes, haven't you? Right from when you were very little. Hi. Thank you. Are we all good? Right, let's take Zolo's head collar off now. You can really see how much it sticks out now. Sorting out some haying. All of the horses are hayed, fed, skipped out. Just going to give Kenko a little brush and pick her feet out. I'm sure this is a nice angle. Then we're pretty much done. Oh, praise God. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to be afraid. It's just a bottle of stuff on the wall. Nice for you to feel nice. You might have a baby tonight. That's what I always say, isn't it? You've got to wear your matching pants and bra in case you fall off. And you have to go to hospital, they have to cut your trousers off. It's the same thought I have. If you have your baby, you want to look nice. Your hair look nice for the pictures. You're a good girl, aren't you? Are you going to be a good mummy? Are you going to love your baby? Because if you don't, Mo will probably look after it for you. She did a good job last year. Hey? Hey? It's going to be okay. I'll look after you. She's always had the most amazing highlights in her full up. Oh yes, that looks much better. You look picture ready now. I got some very exciting news today. So you guys would have noticed on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, that I suddenly had a load of really good pictures, like really good quality ones. And it's because I'm now working with a really cool, amazing photographer called Holly Outridge Photography. Is having had one photo shoot, which was amazing. She is going to come to Berry Farm course hire next Monday. We're going for another round of course hire. Really want to give Zora another positive experience, and it'd be great to get out on Obi again. But she's going to come along, and I'm so excited because that's a really cool thing to have pictures of. And yeah, it would just be lovely to see her again because she's such a lovely person. So Kenko was laughing. Good night, everyone. Sleep well. No baby tonight, please. I'd like better sleep than I had last night with all that lying down business. So that is today done. Time to go home. Good day. Good amount of horses worked. I hope you found it interesting. If you do have more questions or want any more information about all the groundwork that I was doing today, then please do head over to my Patreon page. I'll put the link in the description below. Loads of videos over there all about how and why and step-by-step guides. So lots of information. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It means a huge amount to me. And I will see you guys for next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.